Taking you back to Cambridgeshire now, to Papworth Hospital. An empty road, you can see on the screen at the moment, but we are expecting, as we were hearing from our correspondent there, Colette Hume, I beg your pardon, who's been keeping a very close eye on what's happening at Papworth Hospital. This is where the Duke of Edinburgh has spent the last 4 nights, and we heard that the Royal Protection Officers had arrived a short time ago.
There in the front of the car.
And
there is His Royal Highness there. I think he's going to say a word to us now. Your Royal Highness, hello, good morning. Colette Hume from BBC News. Are you feeling better, sir? Are you feeling better? Well, there he is, His Royal Highness, the Duke of Edinburgh, after 4 days in hospital, is now returning to his family in Sandringham. He didn't have anything to say to us, but we got very, very close, and we were able to see that he looked very, very well indeed. Remember, this is a man who is 90 years old, has been in hospital now for 4 days, just leaving there now to return to his family at Sandringham. Quite significant that as he drove past there, he knew we were all here, slowed down, wound the window down to give us a wave. That's a very royal way of saying that all is well and feeling better, going back to his home at Sandringham. Having seen him on previous occasions when he's been ill, he's done very much the same thing, and it really is a code for saying that everything's okay and he's going back to the house. He spent 4 days here at the hospital in Papworth after being admitted on Friday, suffering chest pains. A coronary stent was inserted into an artery in his heart to clear a blockage, and Buckingham Palace say that he's been in good spirits throughout. One thing that we have heard continually is that he's wanted to go home, he's wanted to return to his family, and now, as you've just seen there in those shots, His Royal Highness has left Papworth Hospital and will return to his family, hopefully in time for lunch. It's only a 45-50 mile journey back to the Royal Estate in Sandringham, so he should make it back to lunch. And this hospital, which has been absolutely at the centre of the world spotlight for the last 4 days over the Christmas period, can finally return to normal.
Colette, thank you. Let's take a look at those pictures again. As Colette said, we've got a very good view of Prince Philip as he left Papworth. These pictures just turned around just from a few moments ago. The car slowing down there, no chat from him, but a big smile and a wave as he heads off back to join the rest of the royal family at Sandringham, where he's missed most of the Christmas festivities, but will be, no doubt, be very keen to catch up. Well, our royal correspondent Nicholas Witchell is here. You've been following this all weekend, and this is what we've been waiting for, isn't it?
Yes, there we are, a cheery wave, and off he goes, back to Sandringham, as Colette was saying, in time for lunch. Now, he will be delighted, I'm sure, that he is able to leave hospital. The royal family will be delighted to receive him, albeit at the tail end of the Christmas holiday. What we don't know, obviously, is what the doctor's prognosis is. What is the doctor's advice? What have they found over these, 3-4 days of observation and tests? Is he going home with an absolute clean bill of health, or is there some advice from the doctors that he really must now adapt his programme and take things significantly easier? He won't want to do that, because we know him, his instinct is to do as much as possible, to continue with as many engagements as possible, to continue supporting the Queen as we come into the Diamond Jubilee as fully as he possibly can. But there comes a point, we don't know whether it arises on this occasion, but there comes a point when medical advice does have to be listened to. They have had a significant moment of anxiety. There he is, looks to all intents and purposes completely normal. You wouldn't think that he just spent 4 nights in hospital, would you? But he is, as we have constantly said in these last days, he's a man of 90, and he has had a heart procedure to clear this coronary artery.
He did say, didn't he, in that interview that Fiona Bruce did with him for his 90th birthday, that he wanted to slow down. This has got to make him think even more carefully about doing that, I suppose.
Yes, he said that it was, time to wind down. He's done his part, he said in that interview on the occasion of his 90th birthday. But of course there's been little evidence of him doing that. He gave up some of his patronages. He's making fewer speeches, but he is still turning out on a very regular basis, something like 300 or 300 plus. engagements in the past 12 months alone. So,
It'd make a younger man wilt, wouldn't it? That
well,
kind of
it would,
commitment.
and you know, I saw them both in Australia a couple of months ago in October, and he was there alongside the Queen, carrying out several engagements every day. Now, the officials, the planners, are very much factoring in the fact that he is 90 and that she is 85 at the moment. Of course they are, and they are pacing these days, these tours, these engagements with that very much in mind, so that you wouldn't generally have more than 2 or 3 engagements every day. But even that, for a person who isn't 85 or 90, can be quite taxing. It's just the constant mental concentration of meeting people, of being on parade, walking, meeting huge crowds, as there were in Australia, and as one must anticipate there are likely to be for the Diamond Jubilee. So that, I think, once they get home, once they all sit down together, the family, just review the sort of psychological effect that it will have had on all of them. This scare, which is undoubtedly what it has been, being taken off to hospital with chest pains in an RAF helicopter on Friday night, that must have been extremely upsetting, particularly for the Queen, because she must, one imagines, have witnessed her husband's anxiety at that moment. But it has all, mercifully, turned out well, although, as I say, we don't know quite what the medical recommendations are going to be.
I was reading that the Duke's next formal engagement isn't until the 17th of January. He's due to attend a dinner at the Scott Polar Research Institute in Cambridge. But of course, 2012 is likely to be a very busy year.
Well, indeed, we have the outline programme for them already, and at the Queen's insistence, she wants to visit all the different areas of the United Kingdom, very much as she did for the Golden Jubilee. Now, as I say, the programme has been paced, has been planned very much with their health and well-being in mind, but she is a monarch who recognises that it is necessary to get out there and be seen, to give people an opportunity around the UK to express their feelings towards her, and for her, in a sense, to show her devotion and dedication to her role as head of state. And, of course, he will want to be there, as I say, at her side, as he has been over the very nearly 60 years of her reign. So we'll just have to see. You know, maybe it is that he's come out and the doctors are able to say, now, just take it easy, but, you know, there's been no damage done, everything's all right. But they're just going to have to pay rather more attention, perhaps, to the health issues than instinctively they have done up to now. They've sort of been rather inclined to sort of brush it aside. When I say they, I mean Prince Philip himself. So, you know, even he is going to have to sort of do what he's told up to an extent in terms of just the medical prognosis.
How that will go down is anybody's
Well,
guess, Nick.
yes.
Nick, thank you very much.